everything was stark. Very
It's alright
stark.
story.
Nobody talked to each other. My girlfriend and I go into a restaurant, and I start talking a little. She says, "Stop talking so loud again."
Already in
trouble.
53, yeah? Already
Yeah.
in 53,
You
wow.
see, my friend was a little more street smart than I was about what was going on.
Uh-huh.
She was a little smarter than I, so she said, "You can't talk so loud. Just say what you want here in this Russian sector. You have to be careful." And then we had gone to the Brandenburg Gate, and I'm saying hi to these guys with guns standing there.
This is a lot of history here.
When in the 80s, you were driving there, you had to go all to the eastern Germany border and then to Berlin, and
Right.
it was crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
very
But-
scary.
Yeah, and then I can remember something about, I don't know if it had anything to do with the airlift, but I could swear that I saw when she and I went another time on the U-Bahn, the subway, that in the eastern sector, when certain people got off the subway, that they took their packages, that something they were getting from the western,
Yeah.
from the American zone,
Uh-huh.
they confiscated them.
Oh, okay.
I think I could swear I remember that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it had to do, there was an airlift, right? Some kind
No.
of air, they dropped things, something to do
I mean,
with
yeah,
Berlin. I
exactly.
don't know.
Yeah, there was,
But I don't-
when Berlin was blocked, the U.S., the flew in supply,
Yeah.
I mean, he landed with the airplane. It's not he dropping it by
Oh, okay.
parachute. He was landing. And
All right, well, something about they didn't like the packages
Yeah,
that
yeah,
certain
I
people
know.
were bringing over from West Berlin.
And that was already in 53. I mean, it was only
Yeah.
8 years after the war. So.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's amazing, and I would.
Mark, you eating this?
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
want to get some more.
Yeah. And then another place I went that was totally still bombed out was Württemberg?
Wittenberg.
Weston? Oh my God, I can't remember the name.
I
It was
mean,
W.
what was very destroyed was Dresden.
Oh,
Dresden
really
was-
bad,
yeah.
yeah. But where I lived that fall, after the summer thing, after Berlin, and after that summer thing up in Göttingen,
Uh-huh.
it was called Friedrich Nansen House, and it was students from all over the world.
Ah, uh-huh.
And we were there like for 4 weeks or 5 weeks during the summer before Heidelberg started in
Yeah.
the fall. So then I went to Heidelberg. And the part about the subway that I was talking about where I met these fellows,
Yeah.
that was already in the fall Fasching. That was maybe 54 for Fasching. And I was bringing up a rolled up artwork for the U.S. room in, God, this is too
Oop,
funny.
oop.
I could talk about a million, I could talk about a million things, but I get off track and I start going from one subject to another, But anyhow,
Thank you.
Heidelberg,
That's fine.
that was, nothing much happened.
What is it?
They
Is it,
were honoring,
is it bananas?
as I
rice flour.
understand,
Rice?
Rice flour.
there's only
Rice flour
one
and
bomb
different
fell
spices.
accidentally on the brook,
When I
the Alta
went to
Brook of
India,
the
I got
old
from
bridge.
India.
Because it's such a romantic old city. I think the
You know what it's
Allies,
called a laddu. It's a very
Didn't want to
or
destroy
popular
it.
Indian,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
a sweet.
Yeah.
So you can tell me more about
the
the architecture. You said the architecture, the
Yeah,
teacher.
that's sugar
architecture.
sugar syrup.
Yeah,
No, the
I
honey
did a
sauce is
paper on
different
the
kind.
architecture of the
yeah, yeah.
cathedral.
But this is
in
the most
Germany.
popular.
German.
I mean,
Oh.
it's
That was my project.
I told you,
I did it by hand. I wrote the whole thing.
Yeah.
After I had all my
Yeah.
notes and everything and pictures, I did it handwritten. I still have it.
Oh, I
It's
will.
about this thick, handwritten. I did a paper for college, because to get points for college,
Uh-huh.
I had to do one in art in the schools, because I was going to become an art teacher.
Oh.
And I did one on the art, just plain art, architecture of the cathedrals of Germany. I went to almost all the cathedrals in Germany by train. From when I was in Göttingen and when I was in Heidelberg, I used to take the train all the time and see another cathedral.
So you can tell me more about the other. I know you mentioned one point that very interesting was
What?
that you have all these people around the world talking
Oh.
each other.
Yeah, the four
The-
people that
yeah.
3 people I met.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was,
Afghanistan?
you want to know when it was? and
Yeah.
Stuff?
Yeah.
That was, that was probably in 1954 during Fasching. It's like our Mardi Gras.
Oh, Mardi Gras.
So I had been in Göttingen towards the end of the summer. And then I left and I went to Heidelberg for the fall and the winter. So during Fasching, my friend from, a couple of my friends from my school were still up there in Göttingen. So she said, she wrote me a letter, because we didn't do phones, we didn't have cell phones. She wrote me a letter, a little letter, a postcard. She said, come up for Fasching to Göttingen, to Nansen House. But she said, we're doing a room in Nansen House. The Americans are doing a bar, a Western bar. She said, and we need, over the bar, we want a nude. Saying,
That's
Ellie,
beautiful.
this is not French. I'm not French. This is American. We don't do nude. I don't do nudes. So I made a kind of a nude, but I made 3D things for her bra and her little outfit with tassels and a cowboy hat. But they were just taped on. So I took them off and I flattened everything and I rolled up the big paper that was like 10 feet long. It was very long, 8 feet maybe. Yeah, about 8, like that. It was about like that. And it was rolled up, and I had the like shiny paper I made with the other part of the outfit, the clothes and the hat. And boots, I think I put on her. But she's laying like this, like across the whole thing. And I brought her up, and that's when it was in the middle of the night, Umsteig. That means change trains in Cologne.
Cologne.
So Göttingen's north and Heidelberg was south, where I was, and I had to change my train in Cologne. And there, it was in the middle of the night, and I was at a table having coffee, and I was smoking cigarettes there. I smoked for 40 years. I gave it up about 20 years ago. But reading the newspaper and just chilling out, I guess you might say, until my train came to go to Göttingen. So these 3 guys are come and sit down at a table near me, and they seem to be nicely dressed fellows, and they're talking. I didn't hear what they were talking about, but because I was smoking, I think, one came over and asked me for a match in German. I thought I was German, because I look German. I am German. Yes, German, but my father was German. So they might have asked me in German, but I spoke, I figured they know English because they looked a little different from each other. And I said, I speak English. So he said, oh, okay, thank you very much. I gave him the match or whatever it was. And he said, would you join us? So I said, okay. So I sat with them at the table and we chatted about this and that. Each one was studying something. They were like maybe a little older students than I was. They seemed to be a little older than 20, 21, maybe in the upper 20s, But each one was studying something else. So when the fellow with the Leica camera, one of them, he was the one from the Philippines, Bert, and he said, it's a beautiful full moon tonight, he said, and I'd like to get a picture of that cathedral, the scene out there at night, and I want to get a picture of us. So we took a little walk. We got this full moon. We got the picture of the cathedral, and then at night, with his fancy camera. And then we came back, and before we said goodbye, because their train was going to go first, he got somebody else to take a picture of the 4 of us at one table. And the man and Bert, the guy with the camera, sent me a copy of that, and he sent me a copy of himself at home, sitting like this, like a portrait, and a picture of the full moon. And so on the back of the picture of the 4 of us, because the one fellow was from Baghdad, another one, he was from, like a guy, was from the Philippines, and I was from America, and I can't remember the 4th one for the heck of it. Maybe, I know, when I look at that picture again, I'm going to register it next time in my head.
I would love to see
Because on
it.
the back of the picture, says what I think it says where he's from and what their career, like the engineer, the doctor, the teacher. I'm the teacher, and the chemist or something. And then they went their way, and I went my way. But it was a very lovely evening, or not evening, middle of the night, a couple of hours. And I was very, when I think about it, I said that was a tremendous experience. It was such an easygoing thing, no fears, no complicated, no worries. It was just friends.
Everybody from around
Friends
the world,
around the world that met in the middle of
the night.
at a train station, and were very cordial to each other and very courteous, and just shared their student things, that they were doing. Isn't that wonderful?
It's
You,
marvelous.
yeah, you want me to send you?
Please, a copy.
Maybe I could put it in.
I would love to see that photo because you think in 1953, where it was after the war,
It was
everybody
great.
would be afraid, but everybody
Wow.
here was already connecting.
Yeah.
I think so that's what we're missing today. We need to make connection with people around the world, Pakistan, Iraq, all these countries that.
Well, we've been doing it.
Uh-huh.
To me, it's the people who come here to take advantage of our freedom.
Uh-huh.
You see, we have freedom here.
Uh-huh.
And some people, we call them bad people, that's all, wherever they're from, they take advantage of the freedom they have here. And then they do bad things, and they make bad,
Decision.
well, they could, look what they,
Yeah. Yeah, but remember that
And that's happening more and more.
the good guys, the bad guys are mixing with the good guys.
Yeah, they're,
We never know. But the
Yeah.
idea is that you have wonderful experience. They are really, really,
yes.
it's
yes,
beautiful.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing.